there are several questions that I have that I feel like are a little bit more meatier and weightier than what we've been discussing, so I hope I'm not overstepping. Just based on the jobs, I just want to know, Commissioner Ott, if there's been any feasibility studies that have been done, because what I have read and what I have seen and the studies I've read that have been done across the country is that baseball stadiums are losers as far as job creation. All we're doing is we're transplanting jobs to people that are already getting paid down in Atlanta, and we're moving them up 12 miles, and we're paying for it now ourselves. And our taxpayers are going to be subsidizing the income that all those Braves players earn, and we're going to be paying for it at the cost of our schools, at the cost of our police officers, at the cost of things that we need to pay for here in Cobb County. As far as creating jobs, we need to help the people that already have jobs here in Cobb County. And so I want to know what feasibility studies have been done. What was done before the decision unilaterally by the Cobb Commission to bring the Braves players up to Cobb County? What was done? Were there any feasibility studies? And I also would like to know if it's my understanding that there were meetings with Commissioner Lee, with commissioners brought in one at a time to discuss the financials with the Braves so that there would not be an official quorum, so that there would not be a meeting at the Cobb Chamber of Commerce, and I want to know if that's correct and an accurate statement.
Lock the door before
Guard the door.
All right, Jobs, I did not say, that I was talking about the stadium. The project is a 60-acre project. The Braves are going to be purchasing 82 acres. I don't disagree with you about the stadium. I found out the same research that you did. Okay, so there are lots. Can I finish? Susan,
I'm
can I
sorry,
finish?
sir. Sorry.
I'll let you ask the question. Let me
Yes,
give you
sir,
the
you're
answer.
absolutely right.
There are plenty of studies, as Susan mentioned, that do not support a stadium producing jobs. There is an additional 45 acres, a $480 million mixed-use project that's being built next door at the same time. There is lots of data currently going on in District 2 right now about mixed-use developments and the other things that are going to be part of that do produce jobs. We were approached as a commission by the folks in South Cobb, and you heard some of them speak today, about trying to make the opportunity for the people in South Cobb to have access to those jobs. There is lots of evidence, like I said, that the mixed-use development and the other things that are being built around that, there will be jobs produced. As for the other meeting, I didn't participate in that. That was meetings that were with the other commissioners. I can't speak about that. I wasn't at those. I found out about the Braves on November 4th at a meeting that the chairman brought me with the Braves. So I can't talk about your other question. I don't know.
Commissioner, was there enough time for you to make an educated decision between November 4th and November 11th? Cobb Commission has taken over a year to discuss backyard chickens. Cobb Commission had 2 hearings scheduled to discuss backyard chickens. From November 4th to November 11th, I'm sorry, sir, but that was not enough time to commit our county for the next 30 years, the county where I want to raise my family. And I want to have my children grow up in a county that is good to them, and they have a good quality of life, and they have good schools and good education and good parks, and I want to have public safety, and I want to make sure those officers are paid so that they stay here, and other counties don't put billboards up on our county so that they can cherry pick those officers that we pay to train.
Susan.
I apologize.
I think everybody
And that's
here agrees.
No, let me answer one part of the question, okay? One thing that everybody is forgetting, and Gary and I had this conversation this afternoon for almost an hour. From day one of the Braves being announced, the chairman had 3 votes. And that was not one of mine. I never announced the entire time what my position was. Commissioner Cupid and I asked for a delay. You didn't say anything about that. There were not 3 votes for the delay. Okay? I never stated a position until I voted. 3 commissioners, which is a majority, did. What I did, and as I explained to Gary, I represented the people that I was elected to represent. I protected their interests. I got a cap on the capital maintenance fund. There were 3,000 privately owned homes that were going to be taxed unfairly. That was removed. BRT reference in the MOU was removed because it was clouding the picture as to what was looking at the stadium. The chairman agreed to independent negotiator for the other agreements that have to be negotiated as part of the MOU. There were 3 votes from day one. It was going to pass. And it is very important for people to understand that. When you have a majority publicly stated, the difficulties for Commissioner Cupid and myself were very large. Okay, and a lot of people accuse me of going along to get along. Okay, I spent the entire 3 weeks, did not fly, spent the entire 3 weeks. I met with 10 business leaders over at Atlantic Country Club, one of them whose company is building the Falcon Stadium, one of them whose company manages parking at Turner Field. I met with an economist, I met with a person from Deloitte Touche to talk about what issues in the MOU needed to be addressed. The capital maintenance fund was the open-ended checkbook. The Braves were saying $70 million over 30 years, yet they were saying the Turner Field needed $150 to $200 million. That doesn't balance. So in my discussions prior to the vote, I demanded a change to the capital maintenance fund, got the cap. Okay, so now the county's liability on the capital maintenance fund is fixed. Is it the best deal we could have gotten? I don't know. There were 3 votes. What I do know is that during the 3 weeks, I spent the majority of my time, and my wife will tell you, one day I got up and I was going to vote yes, one day I got up and I was going to vote no. I spent 3 weeks, and as she talks about with the campaign, 3 weeks away from my family, away from my children, away from my job, trying to represent the people in this room to come up with the best deal that I could. Now, there may be parts of it that you don't like, but I spent the time trying to represent the people.
Let me ask you this question.